Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday service. Good morning to those who are participating through Zoom and YouTube. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas yesterday. Christmas, of course, is not a Buddhist thing, but yeah, I think it's a very nice tradition. I heard this funny story from a friend of a person who got an assortment of beauty products in her stocking, and it was from her husband. So she tried one of the facial masks and was about to wash it off when her 8-year-old son walked in, and she explained to her son that it was a present from his dad, and it will make her beautiful. So he patiently waited by her side as she rinsed and patted her face dry, and she asked, "Well, what do you think?" And then her son replied, "Oh, Mom, it didn't work." When I heard this, it was so funny. Children can be very, in many ways, honest. But in any case, Christmas yesterday has passed, and now we are approaching the end of 2021. This year we experienced a lot of difficulties and challenges. Still, we're not sure of the new COVID variant. And since the future is unpredictable, you may feel very nervous, anxious, and worried. But just because so, I think it is important for us to focus on each moment of the now rather than cringing on the future or even the past. Shakyamuni Buddha said, "Do not chase after what happened in the past. Do not accept too much in the future. Things in the past have been discarded, and the future has not yet arrived. So concentrate the mind on what needs to be done today." In other words, Buddha tells us to care about things now, in this present moment. Then, what might help us to care about things in the present moment? Being grateful for things can help. But to be grateful, we have to think deeply of the things that sustain in each moment of our lives. For example, for us to gather here today, how many things and people do you think made it possible? First, you have to wake up this morning and have a cup of coffee, eat breakfast, get dressed, get in the car, drive, etc. You were able to, wake up because of the sun, the air, your bed, your pillow, your blanket, your pajamas, a lot of things. And there are many people and materials behind, the bed, your pajamas, your blanket, pillow. There are also many things behind your coffee cup, the water, the coffee maker. And some people build the roads for you to drive, as well as the traffic signals and also the signs. And also there are a lot of people behind your car, the side mirrors, the back rear mirrors and the tires and such and such. So there's so many things that made it possible for us to gather here today. So when you deeply reflect on even the simplest things in your life, you can realize how much is behind it. You can realize how hard it is for things to come into being. Thus, everybody lives in a web of interconnection. So, how conscious are we about all these people to whom we have connections? I read an article the other day that said we meet approximately 30,000 people over the course of our lives, but we may not talk to them or interact with them in any ways. Of these 30,000 people, we may exchange greetings with 3,000 people, but not talk further. Of these 3,000 people, we may talk to 300 people. Of these 300, we may think of about 30 as friends. However, of these 30 people, we see only 3 as good friends. So how aware are we of all the people to whom we are connected? And yet, to be grateful, we have to be aware of the things in our lives. The truth is, though, we are not very aware of things around us. That said, it is not easy to always be aware of everything in life. In fact, can we really know 30,000 people? Can we know 3,000? Or how about 200? It's still not realistic. Maybe certain people who are good at reading people can get to know 30 people well. But for most of us, 3 is pretty good. However, the point here is not to try to know 30,000 people, but to be aware of our limitations. That is, to see how unaware we are. This is a fundamental lesson of the teaching of Buddha. There is a big difference between one who is aware of how unaware one is and one who is not. If you are aware of how unaware you are, then for the first time, you can look consciously for what connections you have with other people. It is then that you realize how many connections you have with your good friends and how deep and rich they are. You can feel how lucky you are to have that friend. When you have this feeling, genuine gratitude is born. I would like to conclude my Dharma talk by repeating Shakyamuni Buddha's words. Please join me in Vaso. Do not chase after what happened in the past. Do not accept too much in the future. Things in the past have been discarded, and the future has not yet arrived. So concentrate the mind on what needs to be done today. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.